Today, in part 11, we are beginning our fifth lesson, pronouns. In grammar, a pronoun is a word that substitutes for a noun or a noun phrase. Pronoun is one of the parts of speech which we used in the place of a noun or noun phrase. Pronouns are nouns in disguise and have the same function as a noun. They take the place of a noun. Let us see the examples. First, Nishant loves to work. Nishant is efficient because Nishant is hardworking. Nishant's work is excellent. Here you see how many times we use the same name Nishant. In this set of sentences sounds repetitive. When we speak, we do not want to keep repeating a noun. We use a pronoun instead of a noun. You can see the use of pronoun in the second sentence. Nishant loves to work. He is efficient because he is hardworking. His work is excellent. There are 7 types of pronouns. They are first, personal pronouns, second, reflexive and emphatic pronouns, third, possessive pronouns, 4, relative pronouns, 5, interrogative pronouns, 6, indefinite and distributive pronouns, 7, demonstrative pronouns. We use personal pronouns to refer to people. Example, I, me, they. Reflexive and emphatic pronouns reflect to the personal pronoun or noun, myself, themselves. Possessive pronouns show possession. Example, mine, yours. Relative pronouns relating to an antecedent means the noun that comes before. Examples, who, which. Interrogative pronouns are pronouns which are question words. What, who. Indefinite and distributive pronouns refer to things in general. Examples, many, few, each, either. Demonstrative pronouns point out which. Examples, this, that, these, those. Now let us go through it in detail. First, personal pronouns. We use personal pronouns in place of the person or people that we are talking about. The personal pronouns in English are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Let us see the example. First, Raja went to play. In the second sentence, you can see that in the place of subject Raja, we used pronoun he. He went to play cricket. We use the first person pronoun I and we to speak of ourselves. If we are talking anything about ourselves, we can use I and we. Example, I like ice cream. We eat ice cream frequently. The second person pronoun you is used to address the person we are speaking to. If you are addressing a person whom we are speaking, we can use you. Example, you must tell me what you think. The third person pronouns he, she, it, and they are used when we talk of anybody or anything else. When we talk about anybody or anything else, we can use the third person pronouns such as he, she, it, and they. Example, he looks happy. Take this knife and put it in the kitchen. The various personal pronouns and their uses are given in this table. For the singular pronoun, if it is a first person, male or female, we can use I as a subject and me as an object. For the second person, if it is a male or female, we can use you as a subject and an object. For the third person, for male, we can use he as a subject and him object. For female, she as a subject and her object. For neuter gender, we can use it for both subject and object. For the plural pronoun, first person, if it is male or female, we can use we for the subject and us as a object. For the second person, if it is a male or female, we can use you as a subject and object. For the third person, if it is male, female, or if it is a neuter gender, we can use they as a subject and them object. A pronoun can be the subject as well as the object of a verb. When personal pronoun occur as the subject of a sentence or clause, we use their subjective forms. They are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Example, I need rest. I is the subject of the verb need. We use objective forms of personal pronouns when they occur as the object of a verb or preposition. These pronouns are me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. Example, the doctor told me to rest. Me is the object of the verb told. For a single person, sometimes we don't know whether to use he or she, especially if we are speaking of a person in general. If we are speaking of a person in general, or if you don't know whether to use he or she, we can use if a student needs help, he or she should see the coordinator. If a student needs help, he should see the coordinator, or if a student needs help, they should see the coordinator. We often use it to introduce something or talk about the weather, temperature, time, and distance. This particular it is also termed as introductory it. Examples, it is going to rain today. It is important to behave correctly. It is easier said than done. Is it all right to book a ticket for the 10 o'clock show? Before moving to our first exercise, take your pencil and be ready. Exercise 1. Fill in the blanks with the personal pronouns. We have already learned in detail about personal pronouns and about which are the personal pronouns. Now take your pencil and fill in the blanks with the suitable personal pronouns. Now check your answers. First, Taran is a good boy. Do you like him? Second, he and me always study together. If you wrote she and me, that also right. Third, Vishal and Mohammed are brilliant students. They have won many medals. 4. Tanya loves music. Rima loves to dance. They are famous. 5. When it is cloudy, it rains. 6. We should speak the truth. 7. Our pledge says that all Indians are brothers and sisters. This is to promote tolerance amongst the people. The seventh question is a different one. It is not belongs to our personal pronoun. 8. Please give me your opinion on these topics. 9. I like this pen. It is better than your pen. 10. This book belongs to me. I bought it at the book fair. In the place of me and I, if you wrote you, that also right. Copy this exercise neatly to your notebook. Second one, reflexive and emphatic pronouns. To show that an action done by the subject is reflected or turned back to the doer, we use a reflective pronoun. In such sentences, the subject and object of the verb refer to the same person or thing. Reflexive pronouns act as objects and not subjects and usually show that the person who does the action of the verb is the same person who receives the action. When reflexive pronouns are used for emphasis, they are called emphatic pronouns. Let us see the examples. Take the first two sentences. I cut my hair myself. We must learn to laugh at ourselves. In the first sentence, I performs the action of cutting the hair and at the same time I receives the action of the hair being cut. In the second sentence, the doer of the action is we and at the same time we receives the action of being laughed at. Here, myself and ourselves are reflexive pronouns because the action is reflected to the subject. Now take the last two sentences. I myself cut my hair. They themselves suggested this restaurant. Here, myself and themselves emphasize the doer's role in the action. For personal pronoun I, we have to use the reflexive pronoun myself. For you, yourself. If it is plural, use yourselves. For he, himself. For she, herself. For it, itself. For we, ourselves. For they, themselves. Now we are moving to exercise 2. Fill in the blanks with reflexive or emphatic pronouns. From the above box, we have already seen about the reflexive pronouns. Here, we have to fill the blanks by using the reflexive or emphatic pronouns. It is very easy to use if you identify the subject. First, she looked at dash in the mirror. Here, subject is she. For she, we have to use herself. Second, blood pressure patients can check dash regularly. The subject is blood pressure patients, a plural subject. So we have to use themselves. Like the same way, you identify the subject and fill the following blanks. Here are the answers. First, she looked at herself in the mirror. Second, blood pressure patients can check themselves regularly. Third, she herself stitches her clothes. 4. Arun always keeps copies of the exercise for himself. 5. I gave myself a chance to win the race. 6. We must give ourselves credit for doing a job well. 7. I myself advised him on his career. 8. She herself is to blame. 9. He can only blame himself for the mistake. 10. We ourselves went and saw the site of the accident. Copy this exercise to your notebook and don't forget to underline the important points in your textbook.